What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, here we are at about 1.812 cents now. 8 hours and 50 minutes left in the day. This the 10th of May today. There's some negotiations being had today, potentially talking about de-escalating these trade wars with China and the USA. I'm kind of curious to see how it plays out. I wonder when we'll get the news on that. But I don't really care so much about the news because I'm assuming that the price will react before we get the news, right? By the time that the reporters, the headlines come out, the tabloids, whatever, they tell you that we've got a de-escalation in the tariffs. Things only got worse. We're gonna have a result in the price, and probably if it's good or bad, it probably won't be that extreme to either degree. But you hear what I'm saying, right? You'll get the news after the fact. So if you want to know how today is going, just pay attention to the charts. The charts, specifically Bitcoin, especially, because this one's, OnyxCoin, it could come down a little bit. That's fine. Bitcoin, I think, would likely go up. And I would think OnyxCoin would go up too if Bitcoin's going up. But I'm just saying OnyxCoin might not be the best index for show me the charts and I'll tell you the news, right? Anyways, let's carry on here. So 1.8 cents now, 8 hours, 46 minutes left in the day. We're consolidating. We look like we're in this very well-shaped bull flag. Absolutely, it is a bull flag, guys. It's beautiful. It's super perfect. It's superfluous. I don't know. What does superfluous mean? Superfluous, right? Isn't that a word? It better be a word. If it's not a word. See, I just don't know how to spell. Unnecessary, especially through being more than enough. Okay, well, that's definitely not it, man. It was. I mean, maybe it is superfluous. Maybe this is an unnecessary amount of time that we've consolidated. But nonetheless, I might have used the wrong word there. I'm trying to say superb. It's very good. It's a very nice looking bull flag. And if it is a bull flag, which it is, the way that you'd measure this, you take the low to the high here, you put that flagpole right at the base, and we've got our measure move all the way up there at about 5.2 cents, 5.3 cents, whatever. I've got the measurement a little bit lower than it should be, but that's okay. If we take this, and actually I'm going to leave that up there real quick. If we take this high here to a low there in this overall consolidation range, the high to the low, you can see right there we are in between the 1886200 and the 2272. So this measure move will take us either just, but when we break out of here and we go higher, we will either go just below the measure move and stop at 4.4 cents to 4.7 cents, getting some kind of a double top on the lower end, so a slightly lower high, or we will continue and go just above the 2272, reaching for, but maybe not quite attaining the 6 cent price, getting a double top, but with a slightly higher high. That would be my expectation. Somewhere in this area is where we're going to stop. That's where we're going. And I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, over the coming weeks. I want to say by the end of the month, but that gives it the impression that it'll be like the 25th to the 31st, somewhere in there, right? No, I'm thinking it'll be, I don't know, it's the 10th now, man. It could be over the next 10 days. I think the next 10 days, I think between now and the end of this month, things are going to be glorious. They really are going to be glorious, you guys. We're going to see a crypto bull market like we haven't seen in years. It's going to be so phenomenal. It doesn't matter what you're holding. Everybody's going to be making money, right? It's going to be a good time. There's not going to be any tribalism, any my coin's better than your coin. It's just, you know what? We're all making money, bro. High five. We're all doing it. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good thing. And I think that it starts this week, unless things really go terrible. but even if it doesn't start this week, the rest of this month is going to be glorious. And I really wouldn't be surprised at all if we were up at this 5 cent area by the end of or before the 20th, I should say, like within the next 10 days. I really wouldn't be surprised at all. But it can take more time, just because we moved up in 3 days last time, and we moved up. That's not. I don't know why it's not letting go there. And we did it the time before, and even the time before. Each of these is kind of like a 3 or 4 day period. Doesn't mean that it has to take 3 or 4 days now. It could take a week. It could take 10 days. It could take 2 weeks. Who knows? Maybe it happens before the 20th. Maybe it doesn't. But I do think that we are at the end of this endeavor here, this consolidation phase. I think we're at the very end of it, and we're going to break out very soon. I wonder, we're on Coinbase. Yes, we have volume here. I mean, the volume's dying off, right? We got some of the lowest levels of volume today. We're deep in this consolidation phase. Wouldn't surprise me if we moved up at any point now. But what I will say is yesterday's close, rejecting off the 60, does leave the door open to go lower, right? And I don't want to forget that. Kind of did forget that, but I don't want to forget that. From a low to a high, it's still important to consider that we could drop down to 1.43 cents. We absolutely still could go down here, you guys. If we see prices that are below 1.67 cents again, if we go below there, it really wouldn't surprise me that we go down to the 0.5. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. All that upside talk is still there. Whether we move up from here or we go down 20% first and then we go up. The only thing is I have a hard time seeing OnyxCoin drop 20% without Bitcoin dropping, right? And I don't see, I mean, Bitcoin would have to drop at least 6%, if not more. I don't see Bitcoin going below 100K again, man. I don't see it going to 97K right now. I think there's too many people who want to buy. I just made a video on Bitcoin and I literally said these exact words, right? Where I was saying I think there's more pain to be had to the upside. Too many people want to buy. This would be a blessing. This would be relief for a lot of people to buy in if the market went down. But I think there's more pain to be had to the upside. I don't see Bitcoin dropping 6% or more. I have a hard time seeing OnyxCoin drop 20%. But again, yesterday's rejection off the 60 on the RSI is a little bit telling of that. It boosts the likelihood that this could happen compared to where it was 2 days ago. So just be aware of that. At this point in time, we're waiting for the price to get above 2.02 cents. Once we're above there, once we're above this 236, I believe that the first attempt we should have broken out and gone higher. Had a little fake out. It wasn't fun. We had a little double top action, whatever. Now we're down. This, I can't tell you how absurdly rare this is, you guys. Generally speaking, whenever you bounce off the 382 like this in this kind of environment, you break above the 236, you go. You just go. You don't stop. You don't hesitate. But we hesitated. We waited, and that's fine. I would assume that once we get above the 236 on this next time, it's not going to mess around this time, and we will get going. So 2.02 cents is the price to watch. 1.67 cents is the price to watch to the downside that we want to avoid. And it's not that you can wick down here and then close above and then it's fine. No, you don't want to. If you mess with this line at all, you probably will go down there. You'll probably solidify that, right? It's not like a daily close kind of scenario here. It wouldn't surprise me if we went a little bit lower. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame here. 4-hour RSI. I mean, I don't know, man. We're actually at a good place to bounce here on the 4-hour, and we are finding support at prior resistance right there. I don't know, man. That maybe we don't go lower. Let's see. What are we doing here, relatively speaking, low to high? Right at the 382. I don't know, man. Maybe not. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's as low as we go. Let's look at the 1-hour time frame real quick. Yeah, neutral with a bearish lean, but you're bouncing off that 40. Rejecting the 50 is not good, but you can only reject the 50 so many times before you move up above it. You know what I mean? If you are to go lower, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, if you were to go lower, I think you'd find support at 1.76 cents. I think you would find support right there, and it would happen over the coming hours. But I think by the end of the day, if not certainly early hours tomorrow, we would be moving up higher. And hopefully tomorrow, if not today, but tomorrow or the next day, we get those prices above 2.05 cents, or sorry, 2.02 cents. Volume picked up to the downside as we're moving down, and we didn't go anywhere. That's encouraging. That is encouraging. Volume picked up to the downside here, and we didn't go anywhere. That's encouraging, guys. That's actually very encouraging. Volume picked up to the upside. We went somewhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's good stuff. Anyways, I do believe that OnyxCoin is on a path higher. Beyond just 5 to 6 cents, we've got a lot higher aspirations in mind. By the end of this endeavor, by the end of June, if not early July, I'm anticipating that OnyxCoin will see prices somewhere around 26 to 32 cents, which is a hell of a lot higher than most coins will achieve over the next couple of months. That's a 13x at a minimum. Actually, really more like a 14x from here to potentially an 18x, so or 17x. So this is making me want to buy more OnyxCoin right now. Is all this is doing. So I might have to do that, man. I don't know. I might move some money around. I made some money recently with TAI. I might actually take some funds and rotate that into here because I think TAI, and I'm not trying to throw attention at something else, right? I think this thing has a lot of potential. I think that it will grow. But let's just see here from a high to a low. Where could I see this thing going by the end of June? Because before, when it was at its lows, when we were talking about it, that's great. That was a great opportunity. But now it's like a 10x potential. 16x potential is nice, and then at the maximum, maybe you go all the way up to a 30x. You could see some crazy stuff. That's great. But maybe doesn't do it for me, right? I'm very confident that this thing will see a 14x. You know what I mean? So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. We're doing that. If not there, at least an 8.5x. But even if I'm wrong, I'll take an 8.5x, man. That's fine. But I really do believe that we're going to see a 26 to 32 cent price. You guys know why. Everybody should know why at this point. If not, I'll explain it real quick. Real quick. Okay, XCN BTC. I feel like it takes a lot of time, but we've done this enough where I can surmise this pretty quickly. Okay, so XCN BTC, you found resistance here, right here, at your prior support area. This whole move that you had down, you had one consolidation phase that lasted over a month. It was right there, and make no mistake, you found resistance right at the base of it. My thought is OnyxCoin versus Bitcoin, you're going to move up, and you're going to, as you did before, you're going to find resistance right at the base of your last consolidation phase. Now, this is the base case. Maybe you go to this base instead. Maybe you find resistance there, but somewhere in this kind of area. So we're going to take the low one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, 1872. I should just have that memorized by now. 5 zeros, 1872. And then multiply that by what we assume Bitcoin's price will be by the end of June, early July. I'm assuming Bitcoin will be above 160K, so we're just going to say 160K. Right, $160,000. 30-cent price, right? Let's say it's a little bit lower. Let's say it's not at 160K. Let's say I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm going to be wrong, guys. But maybe something happens where OnyxCoin tops off before Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's only at $140,000. Well, 26 cents, right? It's happening. It's happening. It's going to happen. It's inevitable, right? It was a theory, and I remember the trolls and the haters. They're like, as we go lower, your predictions only go higher. They think that I'm just trying to milk the bread, or milk the viewers here, butter the bread for likes and subscribes. No. It's the fact of the matter is, the reason why the targets kept going up as we went lower is because I only got more familiar with the chart. I only started doing things that made more sense to these prices, right? If we're actually going to compare OnyxCoin to BTC, which we should, and we're going to assume where Bitcoin's price is going to be, which we should, and then calculate that in to something that makes sense based off of the fibs, which we did, it all makes sense. Everything, all these prices, they're all right here in between 26 to 32 cents, even at the minimum, right? 140K. If you don't believe Bitcoin can hit 140K, watch my most recent Bitcoin video, right? There's no doubt in my mind we're going to be above 160K by the end of this endeavor. And if that's the case, I mean, this thing's hitting 26 cents at a bare ass minimum. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and just buy and hold. It's that simple. Buy and hold. If the price goes down, buy more, or just keep holding. Don't hit the sell button. At least not yet. All right. Bye.